Greetings. Welcome to my channel, A Different World. I'm Joe, your tour guide. So, how did we get here? So I bought this bus converted in 2021. I bought it, was already converted. It was already done, but it didn't have like solar. It didn't have a battery bank. It didn't have no heat in it. It had AC. I added diesel heaters. I added a battery bank. I painted some stuff and kind of rearranged some stuff a little bit, decorated it a little bit, added LED lights and stuff. So the first day I drove it, I almost ran to the back of somebody. It had no brakes. That made me say, you know what? Let me focus on the maintenance. Even though the motor run good, I seen a lot of little stuff that wasn't right. I joined the MCI conversion bus group. I trickled from that to Skooliepalooza and all the Skooliepalooza group. Right around this time, this was April when I bought it. So this later down in the year, 2021. This later down in the year. So I started seeing Skooliepalooza. This Skooliepalooza looks cool. I always kept the eye on Skooliepalooza. I didn't really never take it serious. I just kept the eye on it. So by this time, it's January. So in my head, I'm saying I want to go. But in actuality, I'm not thinking real life I'm going to go. I'm looking up the map. It's 26 hours straight driving. So I'm thinking, that's far. I can't drive that far. So as time going by, it's January going by, it's getting closer. I'm looking it up. It's like the 22nd. I tell my wife and my son, I say, let's go to Skooliepalooza. And they didn't know what the hell it was. They like, what? Pack the bus up, pack everything up. 15 minutes to our drive. I hit the curb, bust the tire on the trailer. 15 minutes into the trip. We haven't even made it out the city yet. And we talking about we finna drive 2-3 days away. We changed the tire and get back on the road. We made it all the way to outside of Dallas, the day one. So now when we get in Arizona, we started seeing buses. Other conversion buses. And by this time we had been riding for two days. So, I'm trying to get there at this point. The next day we made it to Skooliepalooza. I never forget. We definitely got there in the middle of it. Wow. It was still like people were still coming. And man, when I say it was just the experience changed my life. Skooliepalooza 2022 was amazing. So we stayed 4 or 5 days and we headed back home. So this is 2023 Skooliepalooza. We just had a baby. December the 13th, 2022. So now we got a brand new baby. So we get on the road, but now we got solar panels, cause we end up putting solar panels on it. Still ain't really did too much to the interior. We just kind of putting our touches on it, painted some more, whatever. So we end up getting on the road, going to Skooliepalooza again with a brand new month and a half baby. We went to El Paso again, and then went to Skooliepalooza. But during this journey, the baby was sick. When we got to Skooliepalooza, I kind of saw how the toll of the baby was on Taylor. So, it's kind of hard to enjoy yourself when you could just kind of look. She was always on the bus. Unlike last year, last year she was out, she was mingling. All of us was on our own mission at the last Skooliepalooza. I met some people I knew. I was hanging with them. My son met some little kids. So everybody was on their mission, but every time I would come back to the bus, like even the first day, she would just be in the back because the baby would be crying. We only stayed 3 days. We stayed 3 days, and the third day, I just was like, you know what? We got to get him back home. It was like the 6th day of Skooliepalooza because we got there like on the 3rd day. So now this is like the 6th day. So we stayed 3 days and we left like 4 in the morning. Long story short, with the baby, we end up taking him back to the doctor. They end up figuring out his formula situation, and his digestive system started working good. So all that worked out. My goal this year is the road to Skooliepalooza. We're going to take our time. We're going to travel. We're going to stay there. We're going to go to Baja. That's the goal. The way the bus was designed, you could walk straight through the middle. Everything was just a line down the middle. The bathroom was straight down the middle. The bathroom was split in two halves. But you had to travel straight through the bathroom to go to the bedroom. We didn't really like the layout. So the only thing I wanted to do was build a hallway and box the bathroom in. That's it. I just wanted to build a hallway and box the bathroom in. I wanted to just change the wall. I didn't want to mess with nothing in the front, leave everything alone, just change the wall. Cause I'm not skilled like that to do that type of stuff. So I started tearing down the bathroom. And from the bathroom, I just started noticing things. I'm just finna fix this little stuff. I'm finna start fixing a lot of this little stuff. And then, long story short, I end up demoing the whole bus. Tore the whole bus apart, which that was not my intention. And that's how we get right here. So that's the backstory. Then y'all know the road Skooliepalooza. We're trying to get there. We're trying to be there. So we want to take advantage of all the things. So click that subscribe button. Don't miss an episode. Coming to a different world and coming to my world. So these are photos of how the bus looked before I tore down the entire thing. This is where the wall get knocked down for the bathroom that I was trying to rebuild. And still has the ceiling in it. It still has pretty much everything in it minus the wall to the bathroom. Just giving y'all a glimpse of how it looked before. We ended up finding the pine boards from a milling company here in Georgia. And look who wanted to come help. So we had a little passenger with us. Also, I found some R30 installation for a very good price off Marketplace. My help finally got here now, y'all. She looking kind of rough. Being we are two people that have never in our life converted a bus, we definitely did not know where to start it. So we honestly just thought we was gonna do the roof and the sides. So that's why we didn't move all the furniture out and stuff. We were just moving stuff around. Try to get this wiring done today. Trying to get the installation put in. There's a lot to do, y'all. And hang the wood. So I just had to go buy a brand new nail gun. And then yesterday, I took this board with my oily hands. Look at that. Messed up this whole board. Look how oily and dirty it is. But it's all good. So, run out my wires. Fill in all my cracks. It's a lot going on, but gotta get done. Let's get it. Looking good, looking good. Yeah. Let me wipe it off. We running through that R30. After a lot of trial and error, I realized that tongue and groove installation 14-foot boards are most definitely not the easiest thing to do. Putting up the boards, I didn't never put the bracket around the air conditioning to see the exact position of the air conditioning. So I put the boards up thinking that I knew where the air conditioning hole was, and I drilled a hole in the wrong spot. So I ended up having to take down 2 boards. I had to cut a hole in the board and pull the board down and measure where the air conditioning hole was. So I wasted 2 boards that I had to tear up and pull down. I was able to fix it and cut 2 new pieces of board and angle them and push them in, and it worked out just fine. This the spot we're going for.
Move your head. Y'all ready to lift up, y'all?
Just like everything else on this bus so far, I installed the light, I felt good, only to realize I got to modify it to make it fit in there, but I got it in there, that's all that matters. Seeing some of this surface rust off. Get some of this surface rust off. Yeah. I don't know if I should have just left it alone. Sometimes they say you should leave stuff alone, but you know what? I really, after over a year and a half of having the bus, really 2 years, I just didn't like the layout no more. Like, the layout was cool, but I just felt like it was more of an older layout. Like, I know the wood, it still had the original, it didn't really have the original roof in it, but it had like, the original roof was just this, with this little plastic on it. But you know, like that, I don't like all these, you can see the screws and, you know, look how the craftsmanship of the wood, like, it was real. Don't get me wrong, it did its job. You know, I drove to Skooliepalooza 2 times. I actually been there we've been there 2 years in a row. You know, we done seen some bad buses, but it didn't have our touch on it. We're leaving in January and we're just taking our time and we're just gonna travel slow. And this is the road to Skooliepalooza.